Let's see. Try. All right, I think I got the red button going over
the
here.
red button and it records.
And it starts flashing. That's how you know, right?
It'll be a number in the upper right-hand corner that starts counting. So
you got it.
Good to go.
Okay. Well.
So your first name is?
Okay, I'm Cy Reasoning, and this is my primary transportation right over here.
Okay, so you have an off-the-shelf bicycle that you've modified heavily with battery-powered lights. You have your water bottle here.
That's actually not a water bottle. That's an air horn.
A what?
An air horn.
Oh, so you pressurize it by a compressor somewhere on.
Right, and.
Nice. So how do you refill it?
With your same pump used for your tires.
Pump. Okay,
yeah.
So you have basically refillable. You never waste Freon.
Exactly.
So you're extremely highly efficient in everything you do.
I attempt to be
I
there.
love the stuff on your belt. Okay, so this is a wind foil, which I'm familiar with that.
Okay.
You've got both mirrors on there. You actually have turn signals on here.
Well, that's not turn signals. Those are just very, very bright LED lights, so that I can be seen during the day also.
Okay, and you carry a Garmin for GPS navigation. You have it looks like some kind of cell phone down here.
No, that's the batteries for the lights.
Okay, rechargeable, of course, they're not throwaway.
Right.
Nickel cadmium or lithium ion?
There are actually not lithium ion, but they're in the same family. A lithium polymer. It's a lithium polymer of some type. I'm not quite.
Okay, and then you have Bluetooth on here, so your hands-free operation with everything you do. Can you place and receive calls with the tap of your helmet?
Yes.
Okay. What if you could do voice control and say, call?
I could if I decide to take the time to do it.
You can do that with this phone here. Okay, you have a multi-speed transmission here. You have you have a battery, so in order to get uphill.
Well, actually, that's the motor, but the battery's inside the bag. Okay. So I have electric assist.
Okay, so how does it recharge the batteries?
Through the standard 120.
Okay, so you have a rechargeable battery.
Yes.
A very nice high-tech, like a.
So I've got a 30 amp hour rechargeable. I think it's another lithium polymer, like a lot.
I have a battery conditioner in my car, by the way. That charges any four different batteries for $125. I fly remote control aircraft. I build constantly all day long.
Yeah, at some point I'd actually thought about trying to set me up a little solar roof on top of this, and it made out of some of the flexible panels, but I just couldn't get enough voltage and juice out of it to.
Right here.
Well, no, because that's where my child seat is, and the trailer I just use for
when your child's not here and your trailer's not full, you could actually put a solar panel here and run the wires up here. Is that correct?
Potentially, but it'd be easier just to run something up on top and just turn it into it'd be like a shade type device. And then, protect you a little bit from the rain. You know, you're still going to get wet. I mean, the rain's coming at you sideways, mostly.
And I speak very fast, by the way. Am I going too fast for you?
No, that's fine.
Solar panels work just as well down here as it would work on top, correct?
Right, but you also add a lot of drag in there, and I don't know if you'll get enough power out of the solar panels to make up for the drag that you get from that.
What drag?
The drag, the weight drag. There's a lot of drag that happens just having the extra wheels and stuff like that. So I use that primarily for when I'm hauling stuff.
Could you not put another trailer on here? Put another solar panel back here?
I mean, it's all potential, but the amount of power to be able to generate solar power to run the amount of power I've got right now, I've not been able to put it. Well, what I'm waiting for is there is a technology that they're working with right now, which basically has to do with I'm basically using some the nanotechnology on on battery technology, and they're using the same thing as capacitors, I think it is.
Yes.
And
so you charge the capacitors like a battery.
Right, but basically a flash charge. Once you get those flash chargers going, then you might be able to. I don't have a strong. Well, I got a parking brake, but it's just not very strong for the amount of weight I got on it right now.
Because everything's weight conscious.
Yes.
Yes, extremely weight because you're going up and down hills. Because Birmingham's probably the hilliest city you've ever lived in.
Yeah, well, I can't say it's the one I've ever lived in. I used to live in Hawaii, where I used to be climbing volcanoes and stuff like that. Okay.
U.S. Marine.
Okay.
Are you ex-military?
No.
So you go around and collect old PCs from people that are going to throw them away?
Well, that's actually from our office, and I'm basically decommissioning them, getting ready to go take them into. There's a computer recycling place real close to here.
You use them for running your home TV?
Oh yeah. Well, not for running the home TV, but I do. But what now?
Flat screen TV?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Off they go. I have 3 at home.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I use them for a lot of different things. Sometimes I'll take them and turn them into routers. Sometimes I'll gift them to people who don't have computers. But the biggest issue you got right now is that the cost of computers have dropped so much. People are dumping so much.
So this is all free?
Yep. You can have it if you want it.
Including VGA cables. No, I have no need for those.
Yeah.
The VGA cables are great. You hook any computer to any flat screen TV, and with the addition of a high definition web camera that costs $85, you now have Skype video call. If you're familiar with that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so with an old computer that you get from a friend and your existing TV screen, and you can get an old keyboard and mouse, you now have the ability to communicate free and no longer pay for telephone calls. And now you have Skype video. So you can call anybody in the world, and you can actually call me in my car, and my system will automatically pick up because I have a high-def web camera sitting in the visor of my car right now.
Okay.
Running a laptop, running off of a 120-volt inverter that's actually backed up by a battery, so when I park the car, my system stays up 24/7. And when I'm not in the car, I have a sign that says on my seat that says keep this out of car. And it gives a forwarding address to someone like you that may have the same system sitting right here, so that you could have a hands-free call. You can be going down the room with an old laptop or a netbook with this right here. The system will automatically call, and you go, hey, how are you? Hands-free. Would that be valuable to you?
Would that be valuable to me?
Yes, for your friends to call you on Skype video.
You know, most of the people, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big phone fan. I'm an email person.
Okay.
So actually, I try to discourage people from calling me. So.
What if you only gave out your Skype address to people that you wanted to call, like me?
Well, most of the time, the people that I do want to see, we stay in communication fairly close. We've got a very close family and my friends, and a lot of times I stay in touch with people on Facebook. Oh, I see. Well, I think that everybody has the stuff that, sometimes it's wherever your interest is the most. And I basically, because of the business calls and stuff, I find phone technology to be disruptive, and I like stuff like email where I can just get to it. And
I like free.
You like free?
Yeah. How many email addresses do you think I have?
Oh, I have no idea. I've got quite a few of them.
About 25.
About 25? Yeah, you beat me.
How many websites do you think I have?
If you've got 25 email addresses, then I'd estimate you have at least 50.
Because you know that for $10 a year, you can create a website that does only one thing, like Need One Needs. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, I do that all the
You
time.
point it to a PDF file or a video or anything like that for $10 a year. So if you come up with a harebrained idea that may or may not work, like Green Frog, I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. What can you tell me that I haven't discovered on your cycle?
All right. Well.
I want you to turn it off and we can talk confidentially.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's just like I've got roll-off gearing right over here, which is basically a 14-speed automatic transmission.
Right here.
So that I got that specifically when I put the child seat on. This is the holder for the child seat.
Automatic. So automatic transmission means you never shift gears.
No, I could shift gear. It's automatic transmission of a bike's a little bit different than a car. The automatic transmission of a bike basically means that when you're stopped, you can change gears. Whereas most of the time with a bike, you've got to change gears while you're moving. So that allows me to not, when I'm having to stop, I've got things that I got to focus on. Now I just got to focus on braking. Maybe shifting. Now this one, I've got another 8-speed that goes right over here. It's like a compound gearing, and that basically is used like a lot of people's triples are used.
It's a reduction gear.
Right. So that's still manual, but for the most part, the ability to shift down on the 14-speed means that I can focus on braking and not have to think too much, which is important when you're carrying like your child with them because you want to stay focused on the road. Yeah. So I put a lot of time and energy into making this as safe a vehicle as possible. And it actually has been hit before. I got hit at about 40 miles an hour. A car just ran straight through us and we walked away from it.
They didn't see you.
Either they didn't see us or they did see us and got too busy playing with their camera, because that's what they were doing, is they were playing with their camera when they hit us.
Oh, and they were driving.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
So that's...
I drive extremely high-performance sport motorcycles.
Yeah.
And I know that you know that it's 1/6 of the area, that you have a visibility from the front of 1/6 of a car. You know that?
What now?
1/6 the visibility, the square footage. If you calculate your visual right here, if you calculate your visual square footage, you're looking at 2 feet by 3 feet, which is 6 square feet. If you look at a standard car, you're looking at 5 feet by 5 feet, which is 25 square feet.
Well, that's where having extensions on the top help out, things that kind of flash out from the side and they actually have reflectors on it.
Right.
And then you also have the fact that this has got a lot more mass, and it's unusual enough that gets people's attention.
So people start looking out for you.
Yeah, well, people see me. I mean, it's just something, most of the time, when people drive, oftentimes they get on automatic. This is something unusual enough where they will grab their attention.
Okay, may I make a suggestion?
Sure.
If you go higher on this and you actually put it forward so that when the wind actually blows it, it stands vertical.
Well, that could be something you could potentially do, but the main thing that I like about the flags is not the positioning as much as the motion. Something that gets people's attention. So just the movement itself grabs people's attentions.
Okay. But if you were about 3 feet higher and you did this angle right here, this is just a suggestion if it would help you.
Okay.
If you can put two of these together, by the time the wind pushed it back, it would still be vertical, exactly vertical.
Right.
And you could do 2 or 3 flags because there's no wind drag for this, is there?
Well, there is some drag, but it's minuscule compared to all the other drag I've got with
Would
that.
that be helpful to you?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Maybe. I mean, that might be. Be honest with you, I don't use this often enough because it's basically I can haul most of my stuff in this. So this is used for when I've got, just very large items.
You think you're going to get something that day.
Right. When I have to, basically it sits at home most of the time and it's used for, those days when I'm really needing to load up.
And everything you have here is off the shelf.
Pretty much. Now the track here is made from Lightfoot cycles and it is customizable. So for instance, this right here was customized for me that I wanted because I wanted a seat for my child, and I had it, and they'd done that before, but I wanted to have a roll bar put on it, so that the first thing that gets hit would be the roll bar and not the child seat.
Okay, did you get this done for free?
No.
You paid someone what they thought they were worth.
Well, I paid Lightfoot cycles, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Hit end.
Okay. Okay.